Hey all, and welcome back to Fuzzy.C Gaming and the third episode of the layback Exile. Now, for the last episode, I've really just been casually mapping to get my map completion bonus up and start getting some decent nodes on the Atlas tree. So I'm at 51 completions so far, pretty much done every map up to T7 and then a few tier 8s and 9s sprinkled in. Regarding the Atlas tree, I've got all the Essence nodes and most of the Strongbox nodes along with map and Kirak nodes. The idea is that we use essences to craft better gear and get strong boxes and hope for a 6th link. Now, it's working quite well, but beefed up essence monsters are actually pretty scary when you can't kill them instantly. It's not something I really noticed in my trade playthrough because it wasn't till later on that I picked up all the essence nodes and I had a pretty stacked character. When you can kill them instantly, they don't cause any problems, but when they've got lots of mods on them and it duplicates the monsters, it can be really tough. Overall, I have found this build a bit of a struggle to play in regard to both clear speed and single target. I think endgame, this skill and build could be really good fun. The issue with the build is that when you look on trade, nearly everyone that plays the build has both an Aegis Aurora and Meld in Flesh gem. The gem is probably something I can get, but I have to get to the point where I can actually kill the boss to get it. Aegis Aurora, really unlikely in SSF. It's almost a series on its own chasing that shield. The single target, even with the 6th link, not brilliant either, although we do have decent life and energy shield sustain because we're obviously an Inquisitor, but you still get overwhelmed quite easily on this build at this stage. I failed my only Uber Lab attempt as I just didn't have the DPS to kill Azaro quick enough. I have made a couple of upgrades since then, so we can probably tackle that in the next episode. So at the moment, I'm up to level 83, just about to hit 84. I have died 7 times, once in lab, and every other time has pretty much been to tanky essence monsters. Now, at some point, I might migrate this character to trade. I haven't decided yet. I might migrate it and give myself a certain budget to get the build as far as I can, because looking at what gear the build needs to realistically clear most of the endgame content, it's going to be very difficult to farm in SSF. I know a lot of people are doing a 10x challenge where you have to clear all the content in a game, including Simulacrum. I might do something similar with this character, but I'm never going to target to clear everything because I don't think this build could do it on 10x, but give myself a budget that I've got to stick to, whether that's 2x, 3, 5, 10, and see how far it can get. But for now, it's staying SSF. I'm just going to farm some mid-tier maps, try and get some upgrades and see how things go. The build in general, map's okay. It's a little slow and clunky without the threshold jewel, and bossing's fine as it face tanks most things. But when there's lots of difficult mobs in a group or essence monsters or maybe a boss with lots of minions, it can be a bit tricky as all we have is a little bit of armor and then all of our sustain and regen. Now, things I need to get for upgrades are a proper 6th link really with decent armor to help with determination. Need to get some more levels so I can get some more block nodes as we're starting to pick up some more and the defenses are getting better, but they're still really low because we've still got crap gear. So defenses without any flasks are 7.5k armor, my life and energy shield regen, 36% spell block, and 48% attack block. And that's basically it. So I also need to look at getting some form of life and energy shield on block, as it then means I can get the block increase more, take the node that doubles your block chance, but you take damage, and then at least then I've got more forms of sustain. Now, I need to make a decision on weapons, as most people, again, at endgame are using a Nebulous, which is not going to be feasible to get on this build. Really need to get some chill immunity quickly, because I've started running Tempest Shield, as I need the spell block, and it gives me immunity to shock, but chill is causing problems when mapping. The Threshold Jewel would also be really nice, as it makes the spark projectiles fire in a circle, which helps for single target because you know where the projectiles are going to go. At the moment, you just shoot them and they just basically go to the edge of the screen. And then lastly, I feel like the build needs a lot more projectile speed, which again, other than on a wand and a couple of bits of gear, is really hard to get in SSF. So what we'll do next is run a map showcase. I'll try and comment as I go along, and you'll get an idea of the clear and the single target on the build. So I've already prepared a map, so I'm just going to put my game volume up. So this is just a tier 8 map. It has got extra monster life on it. It's got, a few mods that could cause me harm. But overall, this is fairly juiced, I guess, for a tier 8 map. But this is really going to give you a good demonstration of how far the build's got to go, really. I'll put Maven on it. So I haven't done many tier 8s, to be fair. So, you know, this could be an experience. At the moment, I'm just running a normal curse. I'm not using a hex yet, but not using a mark yet, but I probably should. As you see, normal mobs is not a problem, but the odd mob gets away because, you know, spark projectiles go wherever they want. Don't have any ignite immunity, so that could cause me problems. I'm also not able to run any DPS auras at the moment because I need clarity for mana, I need vitality, and then obviously we've got Tempest Shield for block, and then determination to boost up what little armor we have, which should get better as I get more armor on gear. So as you see, we get chunked pretty hard by stuff at the moment, which is why I'm saying if we get to a monster that hits really quickly, or we get a big group of monsters, it can cause problems. Although this has extra fire damage on the map. So here's an Essence monster as an example. Doesn't look a particularly tough one, but I can guarantee this is still going to cause problems. So we've got Vile Spark ready to go, which I should have been using more when mapping. Okay, so this one wasn't too tough because he was just a single tier. Essence monster, it wasn't a shrieking one, so it wasn't duplicated. So that probably wasn't a good demonstration of kind of what damage it can cause. Why is Maven there? Oh, okay. I didn't even realise we were at that point. So I probably won't full clear this map because, as you can see, it's not particularly quick at mapping. And I'm having to put Orb of Storms down fairly regularly to keep up my power charges. And as you can see on that mob there, we took 2 or 3 hits and we were almost dead. So these could cause us problems. No, got away with it. So the boss, in fairness on this map, should be okay because he's on his own. And it's not a particularly dangerous boss. So for Arsenal, this should be okay. But I really need to start getting some Pantheons up. Definitely need Freeze and Chill Immune. And then I'll probably feel a little bit more comfortable. Right, that's another level. We'll just go to the boss. I won't take up too much of your time by full clearing this map. So Maven's on it, so this could take a while. So the good thing is, because I've got a high level clarity, and I've not got amazing cast speed, it's okay. I can just cast and I don't have to worry about mana. And Orb of Storms hits fairly quickly, so we can get... So as you can see, the damage on single target is pretty poor. But the sustain and regen is okay. So it keeps me alive against most bosses, but it's not ideal. So that's the map showcase. Tons of work to do on the build, which I'll be doing before the next episode. I'm not sure when the next episode is going to be out because I've got a weekend away and then I still want to carry on my Mage Blood series, which is really starting to take up a lot of my time for those that have been following it because we're just getting, you know, pretty unlucky. So that will do for this episode. Next one should be out, I would say, within about a week's time. As always, thanks for watching. Take care and see you in the next video.